Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable.
Hello and welcome to Lessons in Marketing Excellence Season 8. This is part 4 of the semi-finals. The teams who have made it to this stage aced it at the campus round, but now they compete with the best of the best, which means campus winners across India's top P schools now compete with each other. So which are the 3 teams that will make it to the grand finale? Well, I guess time will tell. But before we head on to today's competition, here's a look at what L.I.M.E is all about.
Welcome to the grand finale of Hindustan Unilever and CNBC TV 18's Lessons in Marketing Excellence.
Who's the core target audience?
We are just targeting on investors,
potential suppliers. State road checkpoints. We are assuming 2022, but what next?
I have better answers. We will think about it.
Very effective in terms of the AIDS campaign.
Budding marketeers to come out with creative ideas.
CNBC TV 18 and Hindustan Unilever have partnered over the last 8 years to bring together India's top P school students. The aim is to generate fresh marketing ideas and promote industry interaction. Every campus is presented with a real-life case study, and contestants have to come up with innovative solutions to specific challenges. Five teams at each campus are selected to be part of an executive pitch. 2 teams are further shortlisted for an in-depth interaction with the jury. Every campus has 1 winning team. 15 teams make it to the national level semi-finals. 3 top teams then battle it out at the grand finale. It's a competition that has now gained enduring appeal, a must-do for B school students year after year.
At the semi-finals, contestants have to come up with marketing solutions for one of Hindustan Unilever's flagship household brands, Vim.
The semi-finalists have to find a relevant emotional consumer need and craft the purpose statement for the brand. They also have to come up with a marketing strategy for the next 12 months.
The 3 teams who will face the jury today are Armageddon from Narsi Munji Institute of Management Studies, Mumbai, Venus 003 from I.I.M. Indore, and Safari from I.I.M. Ahmedabad. With that, it's time to introduce the jury members. We have Vipul Mathur, Category Head for Mass and Mid Fabric Wash at Hindustan Unilever. Geetika Mehta, Head of Innovation for Vim at Hindustan Unilever. And CNBC TV 18's Anant Rangaswamy. Well, let's get started. The first team to present today is Team Armageddon from NMIMS, Mumbai. Well, Team Armageddon, it's the semi-final round and I hope you're all set for it. Are you? Okay, before you begin, a quick recap of the rules. You have exactly 3 minutes to finish your presentation, after which the buzzer will sound out and that's when you have to stop, following which you will interact with the jury members. Good luck, your time starts now.
Good afternoon. We, Team Armageddon from NMIMS Mumbai, will be presenting our take on the case. Vim, with more than 50% market share in the dishwashing category, captures mind share of the customers with its strong functional claims, such as 100 Nibuo ki Shakti. However, with the entry of competitors also focusing on higher level attributes such as relationships, Vim needs to up the ante. The objective here is to build purpose for the brand on the basis of relevant insights which will allow Vim to address the needs in a manner befitting the stature of a category leader. Therefore, we deep dived into the category to identify attributes associated with the chore and brand by interviewing 30 women across the country. In a low-involvement, price-sensitive category, Vim has a high brand recall. When we asked women to define their experience, degreased, shiny dishes and the satisfaction derived from that gained first lot. Back pains, bar getting under nails, water splashed on the clothes were some of the issues associated with the task. Also, product substitutes such as raak and diyas were preferred by women, but availability in these cities is an issue. The key insight that we got through all our interviews is that efforts for such an unavoidable and important household chore is hardly noticed. Women, mainly, do not get appreciated for performing this task day in and day out. To quote, पूरे दिन खटते रहो, घर में हाउसवाइफ की बजाय नौकरानी जैसी फीलिंग आती है. So we decided to build on this aspect as our purpose, that is appreciating and thanking everyone involved in the important chore of dishwashing. Thank Unsung Heroes is Vim's initiative to thank everyone and repay for 23 years of trust people have endowed upon the brand. Also, to illuminate the effort put into providing a clean plate to eat, and also urge people to contribute to the task so that it doesn't become a one-person job.
Our campaign will begin with the launch of a series of TV ads on mothers, sisters, single fathers and community kitchen dishwashers to hook consumers emotionally and build our first connect with the consumer. Traditional media will further consist of print, radio and OOH advertising to elongate our reach and hammer our proposition at multiple touchpoints. Mother TVC, print, OOH will be launched simultaneously at the beginning of the campaign, spanning for 3 months. We would now like you to have a screen through the storyboard provided. Moreover, radio campaign will see a shout out of thank you messages by family members acknowledging their mother and father for their efforts in the kitchen. Further, Vim India Facebook page will invite entries, and at just entries will be gifted kits, yearly supply of Vim products, family trips, cookery books, etc. The 12-month campaign will have intermittent activities to generate momentum, such as sponsoring community services and gifting to the crew behind the mammoth task, gaining earned media in the process. Through all of this, we hope to bring a sustainable behavioral change in the Indian domestic space.
Okay, so you spoke about thanking the unsung hero, but then you spoke about lots of campaigns, like a string of videos in print and outdoor. Is the idea to land a message to consumers about what they must do, or is it to almost have some call to action, or is it, to generate some earned media? I was a little sort of lost about what the original starting point was and what you ended up doing.
We are planning these activities. We are planning advertisements, and we are also planning to go to community kitchens. So, for example, you have bhandaras and langars and many. There's a mammoth task of cleaning those.
Why do I get a feeling that these are all very strong activation ideas, but not really, very purposeful? I mean, they seem to be very good for Vim as a brand, maybe, but are they really purposeful?
Sir, basically, the purpose of our campaign is
the purpose of the brand you want to know, purpose of your campaign.
Yeah, so purpose of also of the brand. So what we are planning here to do, this is the first of its type in this category. This category has always been associated with functional claims, and if you come with such an idea that you're thanking for the appreciation, that's just the first step that we are thinking about. That let's start from, first of all, people being mindful of this activity that is happening in their homes. They get to see those clean plates, but they are not aware of what is happening behind those clean plates. Nobody ever notices that. So once we get them to be aware about that, we are also planning to schedule this, that you should also contribute to the task. Why should it be a task of, let's say, just a mother, or let's say just a single dad? You also can contribute to the task. So the purpose of the brand here is to, first of all, create a goodwill for the brand. Because
again, I think you're confusing issues. There's brand purpose and there's objective for a campaign.
Would you do something differently for rural versus urban? Because right now it just seemed like one common theme throughout.
For example, in urban, you don't have chula, so you don't have rak. So it's like a necessity that you have to use bar. In rural, there is no such particular necessity for that. But even then, rural, right now, the more focus on rural is about functional claim.
And moreover, the insights which we got are coherent in urban areas as well as the rural areas of this being a thankless job.
Finally, if Vim asks people to do this, will those who should be appreciating, will they receive the message from Vim? Do they care about what Vim says? Because you're not talking about the person who's using the Vim, you're talking about those who don't appreciate those who are using the Vim.
So first of all, what we are saying is that Vim will appreciate all the users of the Vim brand. And then we are telling them to appreciate everyone who is involved in this household chore and then contribute towards this task.
Well, as the next two teams get ready for their turn, we will take a short break, so stay tuned. Welcome back to Lessons in Marketing Excellence Season 8. This is part 4 of the semi-finals. It's time now for Team Venus 003 from IIM Indore to present their marketing strategy for the case study Hindustan Unilever's Vim. Venus 003, are you all set for the presentation? Well, good luck, but before you begin, let me take you through the rules. You have exactly 3 minutes to finish your presentation, followed by an interaction session with the judges. Good luck, and your time starts now.
To craft a purpose statement, we interviewed 66 women. The key insights derived were: women have a high sense of pride about their kitchen cleanliness. Lemon fragrance of Vim has a very high recall. Vim is widely used because of its established legacy and mother's trust. And the first emotion associated with dirty dishes is tension. From insights, we defined 3 possible purpose statements and evaluated them on 10 parameters. This led us to choose the third option. So the brand purpose is to relieve every tension associated with washing dishes by leveraging trust built over generations. So the message is, Vim sab sambhal lega. To communicate this, we use a 5C framework: customer, channel, concept, carry out, and calculate. The first C, customer, segments the TG to customize the method of communication. The 4 segments identified are bargain buyers, value seekers, quality focused, and experiential indulgers. The second C, channel, maps channels to segments. The key drivers identified are: for C1, local language; for C2 and C3, repeated brand mentions; and for C4, brand image. For example, bargain buyers can be targeted by local language through TV, radio, billboards, activities, and movies.
The third C concept is about developing a concept that leverages a common emotion across segments. Our concept is Bachpan se Pachpan tak. This is spread over 12 months, depicting 4 stages of a woman's life. As per interviews, we identified the primary tension at each level and developed a theme around it. The fourth C is carry out, where we use Diya as our main protagonist, and our communications are based on the stages of her life. In the first phase, Diya is 25, and her primary tension is she has less time for herself. The theme to relieve this tension is Khud ko do waqt ka tohfa, kyunki Vim sab sambhal lega. This poster is a depiction. We will also run What Would You Rather Do campaign, where women will post what they can do with the time they save from washing dishes. The theme will be from January to March, with the campaign being launched on Women's Day, and these are the timings and frequencies of communication across channels. In the second phase, Diya is a mom, and her main tension is to make time for her kids. So the theme is Ab ho bachcho ke har khushi mein shamil, kyunki Vim sab sambhal lega. The poster shows before and after Vim. The campaign is a cooking challenge, Aaj Kuch Naya Banaye, where we promote experimentation in the kitchen. This is the timeline, and we can also publish the winning recipes in magazines.
In the third phase, Diya is in her late 30s. Her primary tension is that washing dishes is aging her hands. The theme is हाथों की कोमलता का ख्याल है हमें, Vim सब संभाल लेगा. We launch Up Kitchen ko bhi rakho young campaign, where women share their stories of Vim, and the winner gets a kitchen makeover. So this is a timeline, and the campaign will be launched in August. In the fourth phase, Diya is in her late 40s. She worries about her kids doing household chores without her help. The theme is आपका भरोसा Vim था और मेरे आप. Vim ने सब संभाल लिया. We also launch a campaign, Jatao Dil Ki Baat, where daughters send good wishes to their moms. This is the timeline, and we launch the campaign on Diwali. Finally, the last C, calculate. We evaluate the effectiveness of our campaigns using purpose recall through surveys and interviews, online and offline customer engagement, and impact on sales. Thank you.
The women, because that's how your campaign seems to suggest it, don't you think it's a bit of an overkill? Should we be a little more focused in who we are speaking to or who we are depicting in our ads?
So, ma'am, to answer your question, basically the purpose of this presentation or the purpose of this case was to build a brand purpose and to communicate it effectively. And the brand purpose has to be universal. So that is why we're showing that this purpose is universal across every age group in the target segment. That is why we're depicting this in 4 stages of a woman's life. Of course, like we can tweak it if we want to focus it on a certain target
you
group.
must not tweak it because she wants to. You
What
must tweak
would you
it because
recommend?
business
So our recommendation is that
imperative suggests.
So our recommendation is that because the brand purpose is universal, it stands for every age group. That is why we've done it.
I think you've got to think again and answer her again. There are many categories and many products which span 5 se 55 tak or whatever you want to call it, bachpan se 55 tak. That doesn't mean that you keep communicating to every segment. I mean, it can be from a Coke to a Pepsi to a Vim, to a laptop, to a mobile phone.
But basically the thing is, when we thought about Vim, we saw that women, like the target group that has been mentioned to us, is 25 plus. So the age till which women usually clean dishes is around, say, 55. So what we did, so in order to make the message universal, till then we divided into 4 stages so they can relate to it.
How will actually Vim handle everything? Vim kaise sab sambhal lega? And I'll elaborate the question. So we'll do a cooking challenge and women can make and experiment with yummy food for children. Really, how does Vim contribute to this
Ma'am, when we did our primary research, we came across, we derived an insight which said that there's a lot of tension associated with doing dishes. Sometimes people don't cook something because, oh my God, dishes will pile up in the kitchen. So that is why we're just promoting that, okay, you experiment in the kitchen. Vim cleans dishes so quickly and so effectively and with less wastage. So you don't worry about your dishes and you just probably, experiment more in the kitchen.
Ma'am, to add to that, generally in the kitchen, when you're making multiple things or even during the same dish, our mothers, or generally this is the trend, they advise you that do not spoil so many dishes. Just stick to one, use the same dish. Similarly, on those lines, we were thinking that you don't need to worry about these things. You can concentrate on experimenting more.
How do we know that the contest took place?
You will start with showing the women cooking the dishes, and this will lead to all of the emotions attached with it, the smiles and the happiness of the mothers who are cooking as well as the children.
Well, it's time now for us to take a short break, but don't go anywhere as the third team is all set for its presentation. Welcome back to Lessons in Marketing Excellence Season 8. So far, 2 teams have faced the jury, and now it's time for Team Safari from IIM Ahmedabad to make its mark. Team Safari, it's your time to come on stage and present. Okay, so Team Safari, I hope you're even better prepared this time for the semi-final round. Before you begin, let me tell you, you have 3 minutes to make your presentation, followed by an interaction session with the jury. Good luck, your time starts now.
Over the years, Vim has established itself as the category leader in the dishwashing segment. With the focus on power of lemons, it has positioned itself as the fastest and the most superior cleaner. Being the first mover as well as maintaining the performance over the years, it is the most trusted brand in the category. On conducting a dipstick survey in the relevant target segment, these positions of Vim were reconfirmed as well as reinforced by the respondents. But one of the peculiar observations was that of the 70% respondents who employ maids, 45% of them consult while buying a product. Thus, maids are the largest influencers for this category.
Through multiple consumer interactions, we were able to identify 3 major groups of users: homemakers, maids, and eateries. The largest of these 3 segments, that is homemakers, have so far been the target for most brands. By offering faster cleaning, Vim offers the homemakers with ample time to spend with their families or to pursue their hobbies and dreams. The other 2 segments, that is maids and eateries, have not been touched upon by most of the brands in this category. Maids have the highest interaction with these products, as they spend about 40% of their time in dishwashing across multiple households. Faster cleaning with Vim offers them the opportunity to cover more households or pursue other earning opportunities. The third category is eateries, which are currently dependent on the usage of powdered detergents and ash. Converting these customers will expand the product category, and therefore they're very important. Vim can help them in reducing costs and diversifying their menu. Therefore, the functional advantages of Vim are most crucial for all these user groups, as they are synonymous with the struggles and the challenges that these users face while realizing their dreams and aspirations. With this, we propose that the communication should continue on these lines with increased focus on the second and third groups, while making sure that the focus on the first group is not lost.
We can see 4 major opportunities for this campaign. Educate the masses by going beyond homemakers to the even more struggling class of maids and backroom staff at eateries. Establish Vim as their helper and create channels to reach out to these individuals. Differentiate from the existing brands and develop a goodwill amongst a relatively untapped market. And at the same time, establish and carry forward the brand legacy of being the strongest and the fastest. Our campaign will include executions on struggles and social issues within all user categories, and the role of Vim in helping them realize their dreams. On-ground activations will reach the eateries and promote hygienic practices, and a mobile-based platform will assist users in terms of skill training and counseling. At the same time, we would continue on-ground demonstration of product superiority. For the more affluent customers, we propose digital marketing strategy along with an online ecosystem to share their stories.
We start off with the launch of TVCs, recognizing the efforts of these individuals and generate curiosity, followed by digital media integration. Mobile-based platforms and on-ground activations will kick off in the second or third quarters, followed by executions on success stories powered by Vim. A few examples are following. We are introducing the maid category here, introducing the eatery category here, possible social cause that Vim can take up in the maids and the eatery category, and
You look like you put all of Philip Kotler into 8 slides and brought it here. That's it. You're just given a laundry list of things that you can do. And there's a thing, you throw out Vim and put any brand, and any brand can do all these things.
There are 3 TGs as you defined them. One is the actual user or the homemaker, and then there were maids, and then there were eatery back staff. And we said we'll target both. I think that's not sharp, and you must sharply target one group that you would be talking to. If I have to force you to think now, which one of these 2 would you be really talking to?
We would be really talking to the eateries because they have the scope to expand our category, because currently the eateries are using powder detergents and ash, and it's high time that we convert these categories into dishwashing products.
Just trying to push the point. Who pays for the product?
The eatery owners.
Who are we talking to?
The eatery owners not only we are not just including the restaurants here, we are also including the roadside stalls. The roadside eateries also are the main focus for our campaign.
When you say roadside, can you expand what is it? Is it a tapri selling
they are
Maggie
also,
outside
they are also
Ahmedabad?
included because they're still using ash.
So I'm again repeating, who's the actual purchaser of the ash? While I heard you say that you were going to target the person who's washing the dishes, and the 2 are normally separate.
Normally separate in established restaurants.
Even tapri, no? The guy who's doing it, and there's a little, unfortunately, younger.
He's somehow or the other related to that person in most cases. And if we target those stories, then we can convince the owner to buy the brand.
These are mostly relatives who are running a store together. There are mostly chains which are going on together. Now, when we say that they are using a washing powder, we also thought of that this can act as a trigger to Vim to expand their product portfolio. When they are using Nirma as a product to wash their utensils, which they are using, they are not using a perfect material which is suitable. So when we promote hygienic conditions, when we give them a product which they can use directly, even that will increase our product portfolio. We will go into a category which we are not present into.
You're going behind eateries and maids and you're uplifting them in some way, or you're targeting them with Vim brand?
So we are helping them out in realizing their dreams and aspirations. That is one.
No.
Trying to uplift them.
That?
So as we mentioned, that we'll establish help centers, a mobile-based platform to reach out to maids.
Okay.
As well as eateries, and on-ground activations for
help out
in skill-based trainings like language is the most important barrier in this segment.
Well, that's it for this episode, but join us next time as 3 more teams come up with marketing ideas for the case study of the semi-finals, Hindustan Unilever's Vim. Until then, from the entire team, goodbye and thank you for watching.
Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable.